Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am ChannetteCarleo and this is CCTV. If this is your first time joining us, where you been? To my CC's click, I want to give a big shout out to you for coming back and stopping back in. I'm going to get right into the video, but before I do, if there's anybody who's not really serious about getting rid of their ex, like, please just leave the video, because the tips are not going to work if you do not have the strength that is required for this thing. So I'll give you a minute to make up your mind. Either you can click off now, you know, if you know you really are going to go back to that fool, or you can stick around. I'll give you a minute. You know, about 8 girls just clicked off in it, but you lot are the real MVP. So let's do this. Now I'm gonna get straight into the video because you know I do waffle on a bit and I don't really want it to be like that. I'm trying to make the video short. So my first tip is this. First of all, check the situation. Now this is really important. It's probably the most important tip of all the 5 that I'm gonna give you. And the reason why it's so important is because you're gonna have to refer back to this point quite a bit. So when I say check the situation, what I mean is you need to really keep in mind what it is this person did to you, why you no longer want a relationship with them. Because he or she will contact you within a week or a couple of days trying to get you back. And if you lose sight of what it is, why you said, listen, this person does not deserve me and I'm not going to be with them. If you lose sight of that, then none of these tips are going to work for you. So what I would advise to do is to really write down on a piece of paper what it is that this person's done to you. And it might not be one thing, because hopefully you're not just like splitting up with your partner because they like burnt the toast or something. Well, I'm going to assume it's been like a series of things, or it's been a build up of something. So what you should do is like really get a piece of paper, get a red pen, because you know red is like amber, innit? And write down what he did to you. So you know, he slept with my sister, he bust me upside the head, and it's not a joke, and this is not meant to be a joke video at all, but write down the real stuff that is that he's done to you, why you can no longer be with that person, and stick it right here on your wall. So every morning when you get up, you can see that stuff. Every time he texts you, you can see what he did to you. Because I know for a fact that men especially, when they've done something wrong and they're trying to get a girl back, they will hit you in the most vulnerable times, which is literally like the first couple of days when you've told them like, listen, I don't want to be with you. And we get blindsided and we forget because they're telling us everything we want to hear. They're, you know, being much nicer now. They're telling you they love you. But you need to look at the list. You need to look at the fact that he was in your sister's DM. Or he was in your bestie's DM, can't come back. So checking the situation is just referring and, you know, re-deeping basically what happened. Rethinking, re-going over like the place where you was that you don't want to go back to. Tip number 2 is one of the hardest things to do. And I know myself because I've been through it. But it's something that you have to do. And that is cut all communication. And when I say all communication, I mean all communication. So you need to start getting that block button out, girl. Like block on the phone, block on WhatsApp, block on Instagram, block on Facebook, block on Twitter, block on Bebo, block on eBay, block on Hotmail, block. He needs to get blocked. It's the only way it's gonna work. You can't have any communication with him. Granted, if a guy wants to get in contact with you, social media is not the only means of which he can find you. But you know, a lot of communication today is done via our phones, via social media. So I would just suggest stopping that. If somebody comes to your door, don't open the door. Don't open the door to them. Turn off your buzzer. You're not talking to this person. This person has not learned their lesson within that short amount of time that they can just feel like they can email you, they can DM you. Like, this is not a DM discussion and you can't come and talk to me. No, you can't. Like, this is it. It's fine. Off the spin of that, tip number 3 is no sex. No sex with your ex. I can't say this enough times. No sex with your ex. Sex is the one thing that will string a relationship on, which should have ended years ago. A man could be treating you so wrong. This relationship could be so non-void, like you and him don't get along. Sex is something that is so deep, and this is why I don't like really joke and promote hoeing. That is literally the thing that is going to help you, like I would say 50% of getting rid of your ex. Make sure you don't fall back into any kind of sexual interaction with him. Like, this is the thing, a lot of girls be fronting on my comments like, you know, women are not emotionally connected and all of this stuff. And to be fair, like maybe it's just me with other women that I don't even know that I've spoken to this about. When we have sex with a guy, we get emotionally connected. So this guy could have cheated on you with your best friend. If you have a relapse and decide to sleep with him, this is the thing that will really make you get complete amnesia of what he did just by having sex with them. Because it's like that makeup sex. Everybody knows about the makeup sex, and then you go blank after that. You forget what he did. Trust me, the morning afterwards, you're gonna be in the kitchen like making him ackee and saltfish, bacon, beans on toast, like, hi babes, you know, you're all back in love. We get gassed. We get gassed because the thing gasses us. Well, if the thing's decent. And if it ain't decent, you definitely need to be taking these tips, because what are you really doing? But you know, sex is the main thing. Once you stop having that emotional, intense connection with a guy, it's much easier to kind of dismiss them from your life. So please, no sex. Do something for yourself, like treat yourself. Do your hair if you don't normally do your hair, or change your hair, you know, change your hairstyle. Go and get a makeover. Go out with your girls. Go shopping. Go on holiday. Going on holiday is, like, for me, I feel like, not just in this situation of getting rid of an ex, but in general, in terms of like detoxing my mind and my mentality, being around new people, new experiences, new places, talking to different people that I wouldn't normally talk to, just seeing things that I wouldn't normally see, really clears my mind of a lot of like noise that is happening in my head, and I come back and I feel much more clearer about where I am and what I want to do. If you can't go on holiday, if you can't get away, you know, you can even go to this, you could go to the seaside one day and just sit there and like literally enjoy looking at the sea and going through your thoughts and meditating. And I know I spoke about doing meditation on this channel and everyone thinks I'm joking, but 100% I meditate, and I feel like it's very important for your mentality. I suffer from anxieties. Like, I know a lot of people might think I'm like really confident and whatever else, but I suffer from a lot of anxiety, so I have to meditate to calm myself down. And I feel like when you're going through like a breakup, such an emotional time in your life, meditation really helps getting your mind away from the negativity that you're thinking about at that time, and so like blossoming your brain. So doing something that's going to make you feel good. And now you guys wonder why I change my wig every week. It's because I have all these exes and I need to switch it up. No, that's a lie, I wish. Tip number 5. So this is a good tip, and that is basically be open to new people. I know you're going to be feeling down. I know you're going to be feeling disappointed. I know you're going to be thinking like, men, but no, not necessarily. What you need to really realize is not all men are the same. Not all men are bad men. Not all men, you know, don't know how to treat women. There are a lot of good men out there. A lot of good men that know how to treat women, know how to, you know, treat you like a princess. Don't believe it's a myth. What it probably is the type of guys maybe that you're going after, or you're maybe attracting because, you know, you're not opening up yourself to somebody who could really make you happy. And that's the thing that we tend to do when we get in that situation where we're depressed about a partner, is we really like put up walls as women and we close off some good men out there. And that's what you definitely shouldn't do when you're getting rid of your ex. So he's gone now, like we threw him in the trash, he's out. He got picked up on Wednesday by the dustbin men. He's in the incinerator like no one cares. So now we have to keep our eyes open, girls. We have to keep our eyes open, because you're Mr. Right could be literally the day after you break up your ex, he could be available to you. But if your mindset is not clear, if you don't detox your mindset and do tip number 4, then you're probably gonna miss out on him, and you could miss out on a good man. And this is why a lot of women are like, oh, there's no good men around. No, because we're concerning ourselves with the wrong men. So what I definitely say is to try dating. Maybe there's a guy that's always been interested in you and you've never really given him a chance because you was in a relationship, or, you know, maybe you thought, he's not really your type. Why don't you just go out on why don't you take him up on that offer to go out for dinner? Why don't you see like where his mind's at or what he's got going on? No one's saying you have to jump straight into a relationship, because that is something I definitely would not advise you to do, just to like jump back into a relationship straight away. However, it's cool to date and to speak to somebody else. You know, that person might have something to offer. He might have something long, shiny, and strong to offer.
Whoa.
I'm simply saying. And then the question comes up from that. Some people say, you know, you need to get underneath somebody to get over somebody. ChannetteCarleo isn't saying that, but some people say that. And I'm not gonna say not to do it. I'm gonna say do you. The same way they've probably been doing them. I mean, I've heard it works. For some people it works. Do you. You're free, you're single now, you know, but understand if you take that route, you might not necessarily get taken seriously and you could end up in a situation. So, you know, but be open to new people definitely is my final tip. So those are my 5 tips for getting over your ex. I hope they can help somebody out there. I hope that you took something away from this, and if you've tried any of these tips and they haven't worked for you, comment below. If you think my tips are good, like this video, share it with everybody else. And yeah, ultimately ladies, just remember that you are the prize. God himself has said this. It's laid out, it's in the Bible. I hope you enjoyed this video. Look out for my topical video, which will be out this Sunday. Make sure you click the poll and let me know which subject you want to hear me talk about soon. Thank you all so much for your comments. Oh my god, I read all of my comments. I'm thankful to all of my subscribers. Just thankful for you guys for like even listening to me, for people to even be listening to me. It's like, this is cool. So make sure you subscribe, like and share this video, and I love you guys as always, and I'll see you in my next one. Mwah!